welcome back to another episode of the Who Asked Me podcast. I am so excited because I am here with my fellow Aries, Miss Taria of What Else Is Going On.
Hi, I'm here with my Bronwyn Bob. Don't say no. I just
Bob,
got a cut today. Okay.
and
You
I got
know.
my Bob too.
Yeah, I when I seen it, I was like, oh, she got the bob. I can't wait for
Mhm.
mine to grow that length. But I
Mhm.
cut it today because it was all sort of, it's like with hair journeys, it'll be good, great.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got to start all over again. It'll be
Mhm.
good, great. So I'm like, now it's in my starting out phase. And I was like, okay, Bronwyn.
Right.
Okay. So I
It
can't wait till mine is your length.
it's really no need for me. I had like probably I haven't had like 24 inches, not including braids, because obviously when you
Okay.
get braids, they're
Yes.
generally pretty long, especially like the way I like them. But a sew-in or anything like that, I haven't had 24-inch sew-in for a long time. It's just I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. It's just really not my testimony anymore. And then it's not. And then I had probably like 18 inches and I said, this hair getting on my nerves. Okay. And it's really pointless. So I said, you know what? It's time for a bob.
I love it. I love that when you debuted it, I said, come on, Bob.
Thanks. I love it too. I'm like, this is where I'm meant to be right now in
Yes.
this phase of my life. It
What's
really
wrong with the
is.
Bob? Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. My bob is tight. Oh my God. Okay, let's dive right in. Taria, what is your hot take of the week?
My hot take of the week involves, and I'm sure if we're going to talk about it, we'll get to it. I was trying to think of one not Bravo related, but this woman has pissed me off so much. Dr. Mimi from Married to Medicine, I can't stand you for real. I've tried with you. I've really tried. I can't. No, you know what? I'm going to take back. I can't stand. I, my body repels you.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't, I don't, because we didn't get a lot of her last year,
Mhm.
right? I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. So I'm not all the way shocked about like where she's coming from and my dislike of her, but at the same time I kind of am, if that makes sense. I just
Yes.
remember last year obviously we still had Sweet Tea and she was kind of introduced to the group from Sweet Tea.
Yes.
So when some of the things were going on last year, I was a little annoyed, but not enough to write Dr. Mimi off. This year, I don't know what she feeling like. I
And
don't know what she feeling like.
I get Toya gets on your nerves, but the same level that you hold her to, hold a heavenly to.
Hello?
Hold, oh, but you won't do that because I said Dr. Mimi has already showed us her hand when she told
Mhm.
Brandy, be careful who you align yourself with. You're thinking in terms of alliances this show,
Mhm.
and you've chosen an alliance. How dare you?
It's just odd to me because Toya is our fellow Aries.
Yes,
I sent you that video, the teaser
yeah.
of her and Carlos King. And I don't always agree with Toya. I really don't. But
Same.
everything that she was saying, I was like, this, she is and somebody in the comments was like, is Toya an Aries? I said she is.
She is.
They were like, because only y'all act like this. That and when she was talking, and I always agree with when people start that, oh, she's so mean to Eugene and da 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 da. Eugene know what it is and what it ain't. Everybody who's with the Aries knows what it is and what it isn't. And they are where they need to be. They're where they want to be. They're where
And
they
they
want to
love to
be.
be, I was going to
And
say, they love it
they
over
love to
here.
be over here, okay? Because they know how our program works. We run a
Listen,
strict program.
yes.
We cannot doubt the loyalty whatsoever. I won't do it. And you know how to talk to me. And you know when I get mad and you know what it is. There's no secrets with us. There's
No.
no like, oh, I acted like this at first and now I'm exposing my real side. No. Dr. Eugene love his wife, love
Come
his
on.
life, and he like being over there. Leave him be. Okay? But
And I'm so tired of this penis talk. I knew exactly what Toya was talking
yeah.
about when she said it doesn't get
Yeah.
bigger. Even when she went on Carlos King's last year or the
hmm
year after that, she said what she basically was trying to say was when you're looking to marry a man, make sure you're satisfied because it doesn't change. It doesn't get
Yeah, it
bigger. It
doesn't
doesn't
get
get this.
bigger. It doesn't, yeah. I knew what she was talking about too.
Yeah, but they want
I
to make
you know how folks are. And when she said also like I need someone who makes me feel safe and like it's okay to be
Ooh,
me and express my emotions. I said, yes, I do. Like that's a non-negotiable for me. You're
yes,
not going to make me feel like, because we do have big emotions and sometimes it
yes.
does come out like anger or whatever, but like, and I was telling my mom this the other day. I said, because my mom's like, sweetie, I don't want you to get upset. I said, when somebody pisses me off, I got to get it out. I got to call them all types
That's
of motherfucking bitches and hoes. And then I can have a productive conversation. I don't have to call them that to their face. But if we're in a situation where you have pissed me off to the umpteenth degree,
yeah.
I absolutely have to let it motherfucking fly. And then I can have a conversation with you.
This is why people need to leave us alone if we say, I can't engage in that conversation right
Yep.
now, or I can't do this because
Mm-hmm.
we feel everything and our
Yep.
body has to expend that energy
Mm-hmm.
somehow. So sometimes I don't let myself, and we cannot let ourselves feel. We can be in the
Yep.
moment. I can't let myself feel this because I know how it's going to go. I came home the other day and somebody had said something so crazy on a comment on YouTube. And I was telling Corey, I was like, and that stupid hoe, I should go over. And I was like, let me get it out real quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm back.
I have to them comments. I be screenshotting them and sending them. Like I said, surely this isn't what we think it is. And I have to tell somebody because I listen.
I don't work. Somebody, I'll never forget. I was working with a fellow Aries woman. We were really good friends at the time, and her mom was the vice president.
Mhm.
We were talking about a situation that upset us both, and we talked about it. And we start at 10, then we'll go 10,
Yep.
9, 8, 7, 6. And at the end, we figured it out.
Yep.
Her mom came in and said, "You guys just need to stop talking about it because the more you talk about it, the more you get upset." I said, "That's
Nope.
not how that
That's not
works
how
with
we
us.
work.
It's
That's
actually
not how we
backwards. It's
work.
actually
Yeah,
backwards."
it is. We talk about like those memes when it's like, I don't mind if you beat a dead horse. That's me. We can talk about it because it is in my mind. I will talk
Yes.
through it. And then something clicks in my mind. I'm like, okay, I'm over this. Stop talking about it.
Yeah, and
And
that's
then
it.
I'll be done. But I
Corey
have to get it
knows.
all out.
He knows I'll be like, if I don't talk about it right then,
Mm-hmm.
he knows me so well
Mm-hmm.
that if I say, "Can I talk to I need to talk to you about something,"
Mm-hmm.
and he knows it's that situation. If I don't bring it to him in that moment, he won't
Yep.
press because
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to lose my mind. And going back to feeling safe, that's one of the things I tell him. I think, and I know because we're like, I know this. We don't have a problem being transparent. I can tell you a story
Yeah.
about me that people may be embarrassed about.
Yep.
We're not afraid to be transparent, but to be vulnerable with somebody,
Yep.
that's a different thing.
Clock it.
That's a
Clock
different
it.
thing. Totally.
There.
I told Corey, we were probably years into our marriage before I actually became vulnerable with him.
Mm-hmm.
Transparency
Mm-hmm.
is one thing, but if I give you my vulnerabilities and then you drop them, oh, now I have to destroy everything.
If I am open and vulnerable with you, and then you find yourself thinking you're going to use that against me,
Girl,
let's just fight. Let's just fight. And I will probably never open up to another person again because you got me fucked up.
all the way. I even find myself with friends sometimes. I know that there's still a part of me that is
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, that part is just for me. That's not for nobody
Yep.
else,
Yeah,
you know?
you get it. You get it. Sometimes like my friends will be like, "You don't tell us anything." It's not like I told this person didn't tell this person. It's literally how you described it. It's just for me. It's not for anybody else. But
Nope.
exactly like you said, I will tell stories about myself I that most people would not admit. I have
Yes.
no problem being like, yeah, I overreacted there, or yes,
Hmm.
I said this. Like I said, I think I said on this podcast, I cussed some girl out that I ain't never liked, and we used to have a mutual friend, and I'm not friends with that person anymore. And something happened, we came to a head out at the bar. I did say something to her that I don't want to say I crossed the line. Would I have said it if I wasn't mad? No, but she pissed me off.
Period.
I can say it probably wasn't the best thing to say, but I'm not taking it back and I'm not
Yeah,
sorry.
because I meant it.
Yeah, I meant it. And she does do what I said she does. So,
Girl, girl,
like,
that
I don't care. You know what I mean? And again, was I yelling in the middle of the bar? Did I get in her friend's face? I did. I did. Yeah, I did. There's no
Right.
need to
There's no
deny it.
denying it.
I did.
There's no
Well,
denying.
because just to be clear, her friend, me and her had already gotten into our little squabble.
Okay.
Okay, walked away. Then when I walked by, her little friend was talking. I didn't know what they were talking about, but all of a sudden when I walked by, she was like, "You're a dumbass."
Oh, baby, no.
And I
Skirt.
turned around. First of all, at least make it interesting, make it funny. Okay. I'm a
Right.
dumbass. But since you did, I turned around so quick. My friend was like, I thought you were behind me. And the next thing I know, you wasn't because I react fast. Okay. And I said, and mind you, I'm like 5'8". I think this girl was probably like all of 5'1". She might have been 4'9". And so my friend was like, all I saw was you were because you what you would do. I said, "Oh, I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass." And then when you because I know you called me a name. I saw you point at me. I had only had one drink at this point. She was like, "I didn't call you that, but I can." I said, "Get your motherfucking hand out of my face." There were probably like four different people around us. Like, walk away, walk away. Mind you, this is at Megan's job.
But we got to
She was
set
like,
boundaries. We
she
got
was
to
like,
set
babe,
boundaries,
she was
Roby.
like, please, please. She was like, stop, you gotta stop. She was like, you can't do this here. I said, I'm not doing anything. I did. I said, just because you work here, I was like, this bitch not finna fucking talk to me. She was like, I'm so stressed out. She was like, I'm so stressed out. But you know what? But yeah, hello?
Who you feeling like?
Hello? Because I could feel like that too.
Yeah, same way. And then what gets me is you're gonna say it. If you want to talk about, we all have conversations about people that we may not have, when you're with your
Yeah.
partner or whatever.
Yeah.
Yo, say that when you're not around me. What I don't like is when you try to play on my intelligence and act like you bad and gonna say it when I'm passing, thinking I can't hear you,
Mm-hmm.
but I heard you. So now I got to make sure. I want you to say it to my face. I want you to keep the
Exactly.
same energy.
I'm going to give you the opportunity because I wasn't fucking talking to you. And that's fine. You can stand up for your friend. You should have been over there in the first place when me and her was actually getting into it.
Thank you.
Because my friend was right here. Because one thing about it and two things for sure. My friends, we always keep an eye out on each other. If any conversation is happening, we know. Right? My
Yes.
friend somebody was talking to me and the guy was like trying to explain something and he went like this to me gays, you know what I mean? Was
Okay.
like,
Okay.
oh, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And we were having a little bit of, I won't call it a heated conversation. I'll call it a nuked conversation. It was a little
Okay.
warm. Okay. And so he was like, oh, but listen to me. My best friend, Corey, he was like, he started moving. Next thing I knew, he was right there. And Megan was behind me too. She said,
Like this.
Corey said, he got one more motherfucking time
That's
to try and push her hand down. And next thing, I'm going to be flying over there.
like right here, like this. And sorry if you
Okay.
saw me texting. Corey was working late and asked me what I wanted for dinner. I told him nothing. I'm only what him and my son want because I have beefaroni. But if they get McDonald's, give me a cheeseburger and a small fry. Okay.
But yeah,
But
so
wait, you got one time. You got
you,
one. You got one more time because he's
mhm.
like, we get it,
Yeah,
we
we
get
get it.
it.
And
But
I had told the guy too, I was like, you need to stop touching me. Like, you
yeah,
need to stop touching me. Okay. Because we not doing this.
yeah,
I was like, I came to you respectfully about allegedly doing
yeah.
something. I'll tell you offline because it was Shake the Motherfucking Podcast right now about doing something. Okay. And I'm asking you. I did. I calmly asked him. And people, you're probably like this
Oh, I
too.
think I know.
We'll have
I think I know. Okay, go
with
ahead.
my
I think
with
we
my
talked.
ex-husband.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We have no problem asking you. Like, I will
I
I
will.
I will sound like Lisa Rinna. Were people doing coke in your bathroom? I will ask you something that does
Yes.
sound jaw dropping, but if it has to do with me, we need to talk
I can
about it.
ask it. I can
Yeah, we
ask
gonna
it.
and
Thank
I
you.
will be. And so a
And
lot of
my
people aren't
mm,
used to that. Like, so a lot of people are like, oh, I have to ask you something. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. No. Were you doing XYZ with XYZ? Because you were at
yes or
my
no.
wedding.
Yes or no. That's all I want. And the thing is, what people don't get is probably not even gonna get all tore up about it, but I need it because it's gonna confirm some things for me.
Exactly.
I'm not
Exactly.
crying. I'm not sad. I need it because it's gonna confirm some things. So I need
Exactly,
you to answer this
Taria.
question.
Because somebody on the other side of the argument was like, why do you even care? Y'all are divorced. I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, blah, blah. I
Right.
simply just asked you, hey, this is the information that fell across my desk. I just want to know, did you?
Yes or no. That's it.
I didn't say, how dare you, blah, blah.
Right. I'm
I just
asking you
asked
the
a
question.
question.
And a lot of times your reaction is really going to tell us
Hello?
what we already know.
Oh,
So,
oh my God, I would never. How dare you think that I, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, got it, cool.
right.
And I was done with the conversation.
In your brain, you're like, so you did. Okay. All right. But thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks. But moving on. Okay, my hot
Yes.
take of the week. We did have Groundhog Day this week, and I'm sorry.
Yes.
I
Did he
feel
see what
we
was the
did
result?
not. We have 6 more weeks of winter, and I do feel the need to kind of come to Poxitani Phil's defense because there's a lot of people upset with him every year around this time. This groundhog did not ask for this job. I
You
don't
know,
know who invented Groundhog Day. I don't know how we came up with it, but there were people online cussing him out, talking about when I meet him, I'm going to put him on the grill. He
oh
did
my
not
God.
ask for this. He did not ask for this. Them
Poor
men go put
Puxatawny.
on that top hat and bring him out of whatever hole, wherever he in the ground, and if he sees his shadow or not, and then they hold him up and they make him the face
Yes.
of this holiday. We have to leave Phil
We
alone.
have to leave Phil alone.
I
Oh,
said, oh,
my
poor
second year in
baby.
college, my roommate was from Puxatawny, but she talked with a lisp, so she would say Puxatawny, and she was absolutely disgusting as far as cleaning.
Why was my mom's college roommate disgusting as well?
I
She said that she would always be gone and then she would never wash her clothes, and she watched her one time pick up underwear that she knew to be dirty and turn them inside out.
that is so, I had my first, okay, so I had three roommates. My first, oh, I'm gonna have to say this part offline, but my first roommate was nasty. My second one was not. My third one was nasty. She, we took turns cleaning our mini fridge in our dorm, and I got tired of it because I made sure I took my stuff out. She didn't,
Mm-hmm.
so I let the refrigerator go for weeks and just
Yeah.
didn't keep anything in there. And then I confronted her about it again, and she went and got a paper bag and laid the paper bag over the mold that was growing in the freezer part and said, it's I mean, it's just an antibiotic anyway. I said people don't
Oh,
take it like that though. They don't take it, they don't eat the mold. Yeah, and then shortly after I switched. We were still cool, but I'm gonna go ahead and room with my black roommate. I'm sorry. Hmm. Hmm. She put a brown paper bag over the mold and said penicillin. That's what she said, not antibiotic. She said it's penicillin anyway, and I said people don't take it like that
I
though.
don't think it is.
Girl, when I came in, she would have her roommate sitting on my bed. I said, "Oh, we don't do
No,
that."
no, 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 no,
And
no, 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 no.
especially at the head of the bed, I said, "Oh no, we don't."
No,
Where I lay
okay,
my head.
this is very sacred. My bed. I don't know you. This is not your, oh, no, no, no,
And
no,
even
no, no.
though like the group of people we had hung out in groups before, I was like, this is still my bed. Like she would like in other areas, she was great, but that cleanliness area, and like I said, my second year, that other girl, look, yeah,
Okay.
disgusting.
No. And speaking of the bed, did you watch Summer House?
No, I said I was going to get back into. I say it every year,
Hmm.
because I feel like without even watching it, I've turned a corner on Sierra, and I probably would like her. Would I? You tell me. I trust your taste.
Um, I mean, I do like Sierra. I do like Sierra. Let me just say this.
Maybe I like what I see off camera, and maybe that's what I'm going
Yes,
by.
I think
Okay.
yeah, I think it's one of those things of the environment. It's not that I dislike Sierra. There's just when there's certain dynamics were happening
Mm-hmm.
in the house, I didn't care for her
Yes.
stance on them. It's not enough for me to say that I dislike Sierra because I do
Gotcha.
like Sierra. I did, and I stand by. I didn't like the conversation that her and Maya had concerning Gabby when Gabby first came in the house.
Okay.
I'm not going to change my mind on that. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people feel a lot of different ways. I know Gabby didn't work out on the show. That doesn't change how I feel about
Yeah.
it. But they were picking the beds, and Sierra goes into Jesse's room and sits on his bed with her shoes on. And Jesse goes, he like told her to get her feet. And she was like, "Oh my God, you're so annoying."
Oh,
I'm like,
see,
Sierra, I am
you were
so
not taught
confused.
like that.
I am so confused by you and some of the like some of the things you do as a
We need
black
to meet.
woman
We need
when
to
it
meet her
comes to
mom.
cleanliness.
Yeah.
Because when I saw her sit on the bed in the clothes that she drove up in, I was like, but it's a white man's bed. Okay, whatever. You're right. I said, okay, whatever. And then that was what I said, but the shoes. In my head, I literally said she need to take her shoes off in that person's bed because like shoes and bed don't go together. And then when Jessie was like,
Mm.
and she was like, "You're so annoying." Y'all live in New York, also.
Let me tell you,
Y'all live
I
in New York. I
one
don't
time
care if
big.
you're walking around fucking Clayton or Ladue in St. Louis, which is one of the rich neighborhoods.
It don't
You
matter.
walked outside.
I had to get on Corey Senior. He was in the bed, but his feet were like hanging off. I said, "You are a black person. You should know better." And he just kind of like, yeah, you don't do that. One time, my son fell asleep in his room. She's on his bed. My oldest daughter was visiting. She opened his door. Girl, she took his shoes off. Like she was like, "What is happening? Y'all are black."
I don't like, I literally, my house now, we don't have, I'm so used to like having a space where there's something for shoes right
Hmm.
as you open the door. But in our house now, it's probably like two steps forward into the house. It
Hmm.
still takes me, when I get into the house, I have to like wipe my feet. And then it
Okay.
still kind of kills me to even take those two steps into the home to get
Okay.
to the shoe cabinet and take my shoes off. Because
We need to put something at our door. I have a mat, but
mhm,
I don't have carpet all throughout my house, just in
I
the
don't either.
bedrooms. So, like, if you guys were to come over, I wouldn't make y'all take off your shoes because of the carpet. But when I go to other folks' house, I don't mind taking off
I
my
don't
shoes.
have carpet. I have hardwood floor. The only place we have carpet is in the basement, but you still need to take your shoes off.
Yeah, I get. I. Isn't it a sign of respect in Asian culture?
Yeah, it
I
is.
read
Yeah.
somewhere that
Yeah,
it's a
Asian
sign.
folks can
Yeah,
come to
I
my
don't have a
house because
problem with it.
they know how to act. Okay. They,
Listen, and
Asian folks
they
can
walk
come.
very light.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
They can absolutely, because they quick to take off their shoes and I
Hmm.
appreciate it.
And
You
they're
don't
not
even have to.
questioning
Mm-mm.
why. Oh,
Whenever they go to Bose's house, and like, look, I only watched 2 or 3 episodes of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because the show is awful. But they all did something at Bose's house, and I don't remember. I think it was Kyle. Kyle was like, "I'm not
yes.
taking off my shoes." I said, "If she asks you to, you will take the shoes off, just so we're clear."
Just that's because that's all it's. And I would say this about Beverly Hills. I had thought it was so bad. Now I'm gonna say I called up Zell. I'm asking you on your free time because I need your thoughts on this.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to catch up
Mm-hmm.
because there is an argument going on right now with Amanda, Dorit, Kyle. I need your thoughts on this. And I was actually, I mean, putting it up against another housewife show, you're like, but I was actually intrigued and I actually watched last night's episode this morning because I wanted to know what happened. So I'm
I
going to need you
saw
to catch up.
something about like Dorit, and Amanda was upset because she experienced a child loss, right? And it was the
Yes,
anniversary.
she
And
has
then she,
twins, and one of them only made it 5 days. So she said
mhm,
around this time of year, that time of year, it's hard because she's celebrating her one son's
mhm,
birthday. Days later, it's something. So
mhm,
she told them at a different event, I experienced it. I experienced the loss. They were,
mhm,
very sad for her. Fast forward, they get to a dinner. The dinner was the day of the anniversary of her son's death. They didn't know that. And
mhm,
again, she had told them, but she told Kyle, today is the day. I'm a little, so if I'm a little down, whatever, whatever. They get there. Dorit wants to confront her about something that she said. And she says, today's a really hard day. It's the anniversary of, let's just say the name was Bobby, but it wasn't.
mhm.
Shouldn't be funny because I feel like she has a shtick. But she says, and I'm not, guys, just so you're listening, I'm not laughing at Amanda. I'm laughing at Kathy Hilton. Amanda says, guys, this is the anniversary of today's anniversary of Bobby's death. And Kathy's like, oh, your dog? She goes, my child. And Kathy goes, what? Like in that way, in that voice. And I was like, Kathy, you didn't put two and two together when she told y'all the last gathering that she had. So so Dorit says, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," because basically,
Mm-hmm.
the catalyst is Kyle to me. Kyle
Yeah.
was having a conversation with Amanda
Mm-hmm.
about Dorit talking about PK, basically in public, and it coming back to blow on her. Sutton goes and tells Dorit Amanda's portion, not what Kyle said. Amanda
Of
said
course.
she has concerns, whatever, whatever. And well, I think you know what, and I'm not gonna say Sutton's offense because I can't stand her, but she wasn't there for the conversation, but Amanda talked about it. So
Mm-hmm.
Dorit saying, I heard you had concerns about my marriage. Amanda says, today is a hard day.
Mm-hmm.
It's the anniversary of my sunset. Dorit says, I'm so sorry that it fell on today. Do you want to talk about this another time? Amanda then says, I'm paraphrasing, but basically, but I do feel like if you're talking about the ex, it might be something to think about. And then Dorit continued because Amanda said that.
Well, yes.
And then Amanda comes back with, I just told you it's the anniversary of my death. So Dorit is like, and I think some people maybe I looked at it like if I was Dorit, I probably, even though she answered like that, I probably would have said, we're just going to table it for another time, knowing that but in Dorit, also on the other side of it, I see why Dorit, because Amanda kept the conversation, like
Yeah.
she
I
did.
don't like, okay. It's crazy because,
Bo said she threw that up. Bo said, I've lost a child, like
Mhm,
either in a confessional or talking to somebody.
mhm.
Bo said, I remember she lost a
Yeah,
child
yeah.
before her daughter. She said, and my husband died. I don't like when people use that as a defense to throw
Mhm,
up to, and I was like, wow, she actually said it on the show because I'm sure people may be thinking that.
mhm.
But this is why I need you to watch so you
I
see.
let me say that because I did see the little clip of Kyle and Dorit, and I'll
Girl,
get to that in a second because
I'm with Dorit, even though
also
Dorit,
am I.
I
But
said,
I remember
yep.
when she was like,
And Rachel kind of got Kyle in a way, like Rachel came to Dorit's defense in a way, and Kyle like was just kind of like with her eyes, and I was like, get her.
I will say, I am don't I can respect that, the day is hard for you. And had she just said, like, I need to come back to this, it's a hard day for me. Okay, don't say anything else after that.
Yes.
I'm a person, I do not like when I can respect your boundary of like, okay, and I'm not a last word person. I don't have to have the last word. I can leave you there looking sounding stupid, whatever, I don't care. But if you say I can't talk about this right now, and then you say even one fucking word after say about the it that you can't talk about, then we are talking about it. I
And
fucking hate when people do that. When they're like, I can't talk about this right now, but you da da da. No, bitch, you are not about.
you
You
don't
not
get to
about to
leave
say.
it.
You don't. You not about to look like you punked me.
Yeah,
Talking about,
yeah.
oh, I can't talk about this right now, but you XYZ. Nextly, I really wish they would leave Dorit alone about PK. It's very annoying to
Especially
me.
Kyle.
And I get, yes, especially Kyle, because what people, I see a lot of people being like, Dorit, no, Kyle's trying to give her a heads up that she's talking about it on the show, which means it's going to go onto a global thing. The kids might see, et cetera, et cetera. I get that. Kyle should say that offline. She should,
Yes.
Kyle can say what she is trying to say to Dorit about PK without going about it this way. She
Yes.
can say, come to her off show. And I know we complain about a lot of stuff going off show, but she can say to her, Dorit, as your friend, I know that, you're going through a tough time. You're getting very upset. You're getting very triggered when we're talking about this. I just want you to think about
Hmm.
when the cameras are on and we're mic'd up, what you say, because all of this can come back at worst, think about your kids. I know that you're upset. You have every right to be. Your marriage is falling apart. She can say what people claim she wants, but if Dorit then says, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna keep talking about it, cool.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing else for
Let
you.
it go. And
That's not it. She keeps she keeps making it seem like she is standing up for PK because she is. She is standing up for PK.
yes. And she's saying, I don't mean any harm. I don't think Dorit thinks she means
She
harm. I think
no.
Dorit wants you to be a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Dorit told her episodes in the beginning. If you wanted to tell me Mauricio was an a-hole or was
Mm-hmm.
stupid, I would be like, uh-huh, yep, I'm not going to tell you he's not based on my experience with him.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say that. And I keep saying, I don't care. I could go out here and portray any kind of image, even to my friends, because at the end of the day, my friends don't live with me. When you
Mm-hmm.
lay down with a person,
Yep.
when you get up with a person,
Mm-hmm.
when you've seen them at their most vulnerable, even if they don't want you to, you know that person, not
Exactly.
nobody else better
Exactly.
than that. And it just annoys me. And also, what is Dorit really saying? What PK already said, he's an alcoholic,
We
that he
already
doesn't see
know
his
these
kids.
things about
His kids
PK.
already know that.
PK has older kids, not
Yes.
just Jagger and whatever that child's name
And
is.
not Jagger.
Yeah,
No, Phoenix.
not just Jagger and not Jagger. Yeah, he has older kids.
Yeah.
I Kyle and Mauricio are doing the divorce and separation the way they see fit for
Yes.
their family. I don't have anything to say about that, how they want to handle their separation and their divorce. Just like Kyle and Mauricio should not have anything to say about PK and Dorit. It's giving a superiority complex when it comes to divorce.
And
And
how
it's
to
very
handle it.
fucking annoying. They're
Yes.
like, we were the perfect couple, and then till we weren't. And now, Kyle, everybody knows that PK was slinging dick all around everywhere. That's what you put up with. As long as it didn't land in
Come.
your front doorstep. And that's for you. Couldn't be my testimony, babe.
Yes.
Couldn't be
Yes.
mine, but it's for you. And that you need to take that and transfer it to PK and Dorit. Like you said, you don't live with, I don't know what the fuck this loyalty is to PK, except for that at the end of the day, Kyle is her mother's child. Okay.
And she's a pick me.
Exactly. You just took the words right out of my mouth. She puts men first.
Yeah. I mean, look at her. And even though I know people get tired of the word girls, girls, I feel like, you have your friends back. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think Kyle knows how,
I don't think
because
she does either.
look at the relationship with her sisters. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
think it took
Yep.
for me to get into adulthood to learn that you can have an argument
Yeah.
with your friend that's a girl and come back from it, because I
Yeah.
didn't have sisters. I didn't know,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see my mom argue with friends
Right.
she may have, but it never, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
at what
Same.
age do you recognize that as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
Kyle?
Same. Exactly. You're 100% correct. Look at the way how her and her family operates. It's just, but yeah, I did see a little bit. I'll watch it and I'll
Please,
give
I
you.
need you to watch it. If at least the last two episodes.
Okay, I
Even
will.
if you don't watch for the, I need you to, because I will say this. The fresh thing about Beverly Hills is Rachel Zoe, and maybe they're in a
I do think
transitioning period.
I think I did say this recently on another podcast. I think Rachel Zoe deserves better. I really do.
Yes.
She deserves better than this cast, but I will watch the next two episodes. Okay,
Okay.
moving on. We are
Okay.
going to get into the interview with Andy and Karen because Taria, I wasn't expecting a lot. I was not expecting a lot, but
I
Taria.
I felt like the to say I have the disease of alcoholism, but be unwilling to say I'm an
Mm-hmm.
alcoholic,
Mm-hmm.
there's still some steps there. So yes,
Oh,
you're accountable
100%.
for having the disease. Great for taking accountability with that.
Mm-hmm.
However, that to me, another thing, she said with the prescription pills, the doctor wrote the prescription. So basically, that wasn't me, because the doctor wrote the
Mm-hmm.
prescription, even though you were doubling it. So you still made the choice.
No, no, no. What she said was, you know, I was feeling sick and I wasn't feeling good back 20 years ago. And Ray said, you really need to get help. The sickness was the alcoholism, by the way. She said, so I went to the doctor and the doctor said, nothing's wrong with you. Here's the pills. And she's talking about antidepressants again. And I said this online. I'm on an antidepressant. It's not addictive. It's not a controlled substance. I literally my doctor retired and when it was time for me to get a refill and I didn't have any refills like left
Mhm.
over and I had lost my insurance, another doctor literally just wrote me a prescription for the antidepressants because it's
Mhm.
not addictive. It's not like
And I,
it's not a controlled substance. So, and then I said, I don't know what doctor is writing a prescription for antidepressants when you're talking about alcoholism, but people were like, no, I think she's talking about like an anti-anxiety medication, like
Yes, that's
Xanax.
yes, like something like that. But even
And
still, he wrote a prescription with an order,
yeah,
how many you take.
uh-huh. And so that was the other thing. I was like, and when I'm having a bad day with antidepressants, I'm not like, let me take another one. That's not how it works. So that's why I was like, wait, that's what really got my brain moving of like, wait a minute, what
Okay.
is she taking? Because I have taken it, I have taken Xanax before. And Xanax, if you take a lot, and especially you experience like high levels of anxiety, you do like the term Zanned out is that it's that for a reason.
Okay.
Because it's like you're just like out of it. And then
Okay.
when you drink on that shit, first of all, when we really started talking about the pills and everything, and I started putting two and two together to get four, I
Mm-hmm.
literally was like, oh, she be barred the fuck out drinking. And it causes you to black the fuck out. But it
Okay.
also does not make your hangovers, it makes them easier. You don't feel like that anxiety. You don't feel like, and
Wow.
sometimes that's like a lot, and especially as somebody, if somebody is an alcoholic, right, you kind of don't feel a hangover in the first place, and then the anxiety, yeah. I said, oh, Kern's barred the fuck out.
And what she said, what her saying, because her not wanting to say she's an alcoholic, but then saying, but trying to blame the pills on the doctor for writing the prescription, saying, but I had to face that it was me that chose to pick up the alcohol. Alcoholic. Like, so, like, that argument actually fits what we've been saying,
Mm-hmm.
like, take ownership of that. I I get that it was new for her, right? Maybe she
Mm-hmm.
had only been sober for 6 months, but it just felt like there was still a little bit of blame shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like she couldn't take full accountability. Even her saying she preferred
Yeah.
NA to alcoholism. What got me was she said basically she's been here to help people. And y'all stop putting God in
Oh
things.
my God.
God, I believe we make our own decisions. We get off the path he may have for us, and he helps us deal with the decisions
Mm-hmm.
that we've made. Okay. He
Yep.
might make it a little easier. He may give you a consequence. You may
Mm-hmm.
not get it. He may give you a little grace,
Right.
whatever. But God didn't get you in jail. Them 4 DUIs did. And
Two,
now,
two, two.
girl, and I was in that courthouse when the prosecution read them. Like,
That's why I wanted to talk to you, because when she was like, four drinking related incidents, two DUIs, I said, Karen, Karen, Karen,
and I'm sorry,
Karen.
maybe I believe one might have been driving while intoxicated. Girl, it's the same. Like, yeah, exactly. Tomato, tomato. So but when she said there's a shame around being an alcoholic and a drug abuser, and we need to take away the shame, only for you to be ashamed to say that you're an alcoholic. So again, the messages were conflicting. There needs to not be shame, which I agree, because it's an
Mm-hmm.
addiction. It is a
Mm-hmm. You
disease.
can't control it.
You
Yeah.
can't control that. But then
Mm-hmm.
to refuse to acknowledge, to say, I'm struggling with the disease of alcohol and not say alcoholic,
Mm-hmm.
to me was like, we are lacking accountability. Now, I will tell you this: when Andy said to her, when she said she didn't watch the video until she sat down with her therapist, and she said, "Then I understood my sentence," and Andy said the sentence didn't come till after, and she said, "I knew I was going." So remember, in court, it came out she went somewhere
Mm-hmm.
for three
Mm-hmm.
days and it was supposed to show her what jail was like.
Uh-huh.
Well, she did her lawyers, and remember when she was saying my lawyers told me this, the video is going to nail you. She knew she was going to jail. She actually did. She didn't know that she was because this is from somebody in her camp who was there. I'll tell you offline, who was there, her friend. She knew she was going to jail. They wasn't expecting that. They was expecting maybe a month, like she said. So when she said, I understand the sentence, what she was saying was, oh, I understand what my lawyers are telling me, and that this is going to be my nail in the coffin. I am going to go to jail. But that's why couldn't say all that. That's why Andy was confused when he was like, well, wait a minute. That was before the sentencing, because Karen knew that she was going to jail. She knew she was going to get time. Like she said, she just thought it was going to be 30 days, maybe 3 months. Yeah. So that's why she went.
Okay, and let's get
But
into
that
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 video.
place was simulating jail to prepare her mentally. So she did
Oh,
go to a regular rehab,
uh-huh.
but when it came out that she went to that 3-day thing, that was to simulate what jail was going to be like for her.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, she knew she was going.
Okay. So let me say this when it comes to that video.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing already.
You hire lawyers. I hire lawyers because I am unable to represent myself. You are my legal counsel. You
Unless you're
counsel,
Brene. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
you,
sorry. I'm
you
sorry.
counsel me legally. Okay? Because if I didn't need legal counsel, I would, unless I'm Brene, I would counsel myself. If you, and I said that you texted me about me saying this, you cannot post a video
Girl.
of me in the background on Instagram without me watching it at least thrice. At least thrice. Okay. There's a photo of me from in the background at this bar, and I am telling my friend some tea. I really am. When I tell you, so many people screenshotted me in the background and they're like, "What are you talking about?" Because I am like I'm like this, and my friend is like it's so clear. I when I was
I
like,
need you to send me this photo.
I literally was like, okay, there you cannot post anything of me, and I'm not watching it. So
Girl.
if I get arrested, God forbid, because y'all know I'm scared of jail. I'm scared. I'm scared of a holding cell. I really am. Okay. So y'all know that's not my testimony. But if I do, and there's any type of footage, I'm going to watch it. You don't need, my legal counsel doesn't need to tell me. I'm going
No,
to watch it.
I'm going to watch it. So when I get to my legal counsel appointment, yep, I've already watched it. What's our next plan of action?
I'm going
We
to
ain't got to
watch
talk
it and
about
I'm
it.
going to get it barred. I will do double the sentence if that does not leak.
Like,
Because the way, I mean, there's no recovering from that video of it,
none.
no, like for multiple reasons, right? First and foremost, how bad it was, the whole situation. She is clearly fucked up on God
Yeah.
knows what. The car, it's a scary situation. Thank God she did
Yeah.
not hurt somebody or herself. And then on the lower level, like down the list, the wig.
Girl,
I don't
this.
know if that wig went back on impact, but it's very, very like,
Right.
how hard did you hit that tree for that shit to fly back like that? Like, it's bad. It's all very fucking bad. And then the way you're talking to Ray, like I said, the wig is low level. It really is low level, and I
Yeah.
don't want to like
And the
confuse
snot
that.
running down her nose.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's terrible. It's terrible
And
from beginning to end.
can we say happy Black History Month? You are poor and white. I
You are
am
poor.
rich.
Thomas Jefferson's concubine.
Concubine. And I feel like some of the stuff she was saying, I'm gonna be honest, was kind of like subconscious. I just go back to remember when Wendy was, I mean, remember when it came out that Karen said Wendy was not
Hmm.
Potomac?
Yeah.
I feel like Karen looks at herself in a way and Thomas Jefferson's concubine. I don't know. I
You
was
know
just
what
like
I
trying to all
always
tie
think
it
of
together.
is when in like the first episode of Potomac, or maybe first, it's when the first time we ever met Raven. So it's
Yeah.
like for one of the first couple episodes, Raven is going to a dance with a young white man.
Hmm.
And Karen makes this comment that's like, me and Ray have raised Raven to seek out. She says something along the lines of like, we want her dating this young man because,
Yes.
yeah,
It may be a stepping stone. Uh-huh.
uh-huh, yeah, that's what
You know
I
what they,
always think
ooh,
of.
ooh, ooh, ooh. Girl,
I
that's a
love Karen,
I didn't even
but
think about that. I think Karen
I
has some old fashioned
a hundred
paper bag
percent.
views. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And not only that, that she got together because Karen is smart. Karen is
Yes.
smart. She has learned to play the audience, which is what
Yes.
makes the Sharices and the Robins so mad because they do know this woman,
Hmm.
right? And I'm gonna
That's a
say
good point.
I'm no Robin Dixon fan, all right, but she is a fellow Aries,
Yes, she is.
and everything Robin has said about Karen is correct.
She's
It
clocked
is
her.
true, right?
Hmm.
People don't be wanting to listen to us They don't be wanting to listen to us, but what we say will come to fruition.
Will come.
Once we clock somebody, what we say, but y'all will see it. You will see it in time.
And this is why I say when people say Robin is done with Juan, no, she knows everything. She
No,
may not
yeah.
tell us, she knows. When you say what we say, what we come to fruition, can I tell you a quick story? And I'm sure you'll identify with this. When I was working in corporate, I'll never forget. I was sitting in my office and I was a supervisor, and the person was under, for lack of a better term,
Mm-hmm.
the other person in the office was under me. I was a supervisor of one, basically a project,
Mm-hmm.
and it's one person. A manager from a different department came by. She looked in the door and said, "Good morning" to me. And then she goes to the other girl, "Good morning." And instantly my spirit said, "Sit up and pay attention to this." And
Uh-huh.
I said,
Yep.
"Okay." She said to her, "You know, how you doing?" "Oh, I'm doing good." "Oh, okay, no problem." Walk by. I instantly turned to her and said, "Are you going to work in her department?" And she was like, "Girl, what? Where did that even come from?" He said, "Good morning." I was like, "Oh, I'm just wondering, are you going to work in her department?" She was like, "Girl, no." I said, "Oh, okay." Went to the kitchen. I got up, went to the kitchen. There was people from different departments there. I wanted it on record. I said, "This just happened." I sat down at the table and I said, "I think she's going to work in her department." They were like, "Taria, you think so?" I was like, "Mm-hmm." I went later on that day to go jogging at this lake that I would go to. Called my mom before I started the jog. But on the way there,
Mm-hmm.
told her I was at the lake getting ready to clock. I could tell you where I was at part of the lake. Told my mom. She said, "Oh." 2 weeks went by. My mom said, "Did anything ever happen?" I said, "No, but I don't, I know. It sounds crazy. I know." About a month later, the announcement came out, and one of the girls in the kitchen came to me and said, "Taria, God really do be talking to you. You know him."
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Because I thought Taria is crazy for you to clock that interaction and immediately know." I said, when I say stuff to y'all, it's for a reason. You don't
Mm-hmm.
even got to know where it came from. So
Yeah.
going back to different things that we clock, as it's like, girl, mm-mm.
And I will say with Robin and Juan, I think I don't think Robin's stupid. I don't understand why Robin wants to live her life like that. I don't
Yeah,
understand
I
that.
think for the
But
TV show,
but
eventually.
but I know when we love some, like we just said earlier, we are not going to be vulnerable with
Hmm.
anybody, like with being vulnerable. And once we are comfortable, we are comfortable. Am I go like it's once we've opened up to somebody and we're comfortable, we don't really want to do it again.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
it'd be too much. And then
It
I think,
yeah.
like we said, we also know how to close ourselves off. So if
Yep.
this became a thing of, I need to keep my job now, we're making money now. And
Mm-hmm.
I also think she feels guilty for blowing all their money, investing
Mm-hmm.
their money with their friend when he told her not to. And now it's your turn.
Yeah,
And he, you know,
we don't deal with guilt well. Like
girl,
actual
it eats
guilt.
me. I'll be
Like,
like,
yeah, we don't deal with guilt well. Like we said earlier, like I can admit to a lot of things, like
mhm.
things that people probably wouldn't want to admit to, but that guilt, like when we actually feel guilty about something, it is like a freaking like a parasite like festering
Yes.
in me. It will eat me up. I don't know how to move on from it. I don't.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm like
I still
I
think of
can't.
things every once in a
Hmm.
while that the person, I've explained it to them and they know, but because I feel
Hmm.
it a certain way,
Yep.
and I'll still be like, I should reach out to them and apologize. It's
If
like, girl,
we
that
feel
is
guilt, we feel
10 years
guilt
old.
forever.
Yeah.
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 So I can see that. But she did clock the fuck out of Karen.
Remember
Okay.
when they used to say they loved Karen's calls and they joked
Yep.
about them?
Mm-hmm. I remember, I will never forget. And I've said this on this podcast before too. I remember when they mentioned, and this just comes from me working in the service industry. It's a weird like thing that I have. When they said that the get the fireball out, Karen's here, I said, "Oh, baby, that's a drunk."
Wow.
Young people
Right.
drinking Fireball is just kind of like, okay, you're gonna grow out of that. When older people drink Fireball, I know you have an alcohol problem. Don't ask me to
Wow.
explain it. It's just something that
But
makes
you
sense.
just know.
It's
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know what it is. Anybody over 50 drinking Fireball like that, 9 times out of 10, you have a problem.
And to say this, like, oh, get it out. It's not like, oh, hey, we're all going to take a shot of this. It's like, oh, no, that's her drink.
It's
Oh,
disgusting.
it is.
And that's the other thing. Like for Fireball to be your drink, are you well? That
Girl,
shit is so nasty. I can't even smell it. I can't even smell it.
that's why she had that esophagus problem. Remember, she said, I'm going to drink milk
Mm-hmm.
because of that alcohol burning her
Yep.
stuff out. Oh,
Hmm.
that is so I I I will say this. Andy surprised me because I often forget he actually was a journalist.
Yeah, he
I
did a
always
good
just say,
job. He
I
did a
think he did
really
a
good
good
job.
job too. Yes. And
Hmm.
he pressed her on things and didn't just let her slide. Do you think, based on his body language, based on his questions, do you think he fully bought into this? Maybe bought is a strong word. Do you think he still had some concerns and some,
Um, yes. I love when Andrew gives us a
yes,
okay. Like, when he does that,
yes,
he does this thing where he nods slowly, he comes down slowly, he
hmm
squints his eyes and he goes, okay. And then
yes.
so he
He's because
does.
he's thinking it over. Like,
Hmm. I think he's seeing. I do look. I have plenty of critiques of Andrew Joseph Cohen, but I do think that the man is smart. I think
yeah,
he is smart in multiple ways. So I think
yeah,
he's thinking of like the show aspect of like how good this is going to be, how this is going to be received, and things like that. But also he is a good journalist, and he reminded us of that. And I was like, Andrew said
yes,
retirement where, okay?
yes. I mean, when he
Because
was like,
yeah.
you're saying, how were you?
Hmm.
You're going in there to work on yourself.
Hmm.
How are you then becoming a teacher to other people? I said, come on, Andrew, ask the
I
question.
do sometimes, you know what? It made me, I'm like, I wish that he would interview people one on one a little bit more. Like,
Yes.
because I was thinking, I was like, when's the last time he interviewed somebody that I can remember? And it's what's her name now? Rachel and Ariana, when they
Oh,
all three
yes.
did those sit downs. And
Yeah.
quite frankly, I didn't need to see Tom. Ariana was like a given because it happened to her.
Yeah.
But then Rachel, when he sat
Yeah.
down with her, but there's only so deep that that's gonna go because that girl's a dumbass. Sorry, not
Yes.
sorry. I know, like
Yeah.
she is.
She's only that, yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna
you's only so deep you can
the
go
shallow end
with
of the
her.
pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's only so deep you can go with her. Y'all can say that I sound like La La. Sorry, but like,
You want to get popped?
yeah. Look, call it like I see it. I didn't
Yeah.
wasn't expecting anything revolutionary from Rachel.
Right. From her. Right.
Right, about a cheating scandal also. So just so we're
Because
clear.
there's again, there's only so far you
And we
can
already
go
we
with that.
already know. We know. Like we knew
Right.
everything the jig was up. But I was like, I wish he would interview people
Me
more
too.
because he is really good at it. And on a deeper level, not just
Mhm.
watch what happens live. But anyways, I want to get into next Karen's angle that she's clearly coming back in, which
Come on.
is going to be beefing with Whitney or Whitney. Oh my God, Wendy. Beefing with Wendy.
No reason for it
Uh,
because she couldn't
for,
give an explanation.
okay, because I said this was weak, all right, but it's an easy button, and I'm as excited as I am for the reunion. I feel like a lot of people are going to be hitting this easy button of
Mhm.
Wendy and Eddie's charges when they're asked about how they feel about Wendy. And to be quite honest, it has nothing to do. Those charges have nothing to do with how you feel about Wendy. Like
Right.
they don't.
Nothing. They don't.
Okay. But when she said, who would tell Wendy anything? She lives in Timbuktu. I said, anybody who saw her in person and knows she's on the show and knows you're on the show. It's
That
actually quite simple.
the same with Ashley though. Ashley
Yeah.
lives in Virginia.
I don't think the story that Ashley told made less sense to me. I was on the
Thank you.
train and this man said, Bubba, and I said, Ashley, that didn't happen. I don't know
Girl,
where you got that shit from. I don't know what, like,
oh,
you lie, you
this
lie.
is
But
why
for Karen to be like, that's true. That's true. Ashley is correct about that. But
20
Wendy,
years
Wendy,
ago.
like, what?
Yes. And see, this is why, see, you brought up Ashley. This is why we need a Candace to turn around and say, oh, he Googled the show and recognized Karen. Did he recognize you, the same woman that stood beside and protected a predator and also
Mm-hmm.
went on to have two babies with him?
Mm-hmm.
But see, I know that it's about Karen, but just, oh, oof,
It is,
just,
no, you do
but
because no one's pressing Ashley the way they should. Okay. And it's very annoying to me. It is.
I think if she comes back, she's going to make it her mission to make Karen feel uncomfortable. I do because she wants to keep her check, a job. I don't, I
Mm,
guess we'll see at the reunion. I guess we'll
hmm.
see. But yeah, when she said Wendy knows why,
I had to like think back because I was like,
same.
okay, what are they beefing about? And I said, no, Karen, don't rewrite history here. Okay. You and Wendy, the last season you were on together, you were, when everything happened, she took you to the White House.
Come
And
on.
then it came out, I believe via Stacy, that you were talking shit about Wendy after the season was over. And then we never got a resolution to it because you got arrested. You were going to jail. We never got you and Wendy. And then for her to say, Wendy didn't reach out to me.
Girl.
Yes, because the last time we saw you and her in any way, shape, or form, we were hearing that you spoke badly about her. Then you didn't mention her at all
Yes.
in the video. So why would I reach out to you? I said, it irritated the shit out of me.
Me too.
I said, I'm not about to do this with Karen because we're going to have to walk a lot of things back. And people,
Yes.
you know how people get about Wendy and how much they love Karen. And especially now that Wendy and Eddie are going through their legal stuff. I just was like, and I also can't deal with Karen trying to be this, listen to me, I've been there, blah, blah, blah. You are almost as bad as Jen Shaw. Okay,
Yes.
not in the crime department. Well, what you did was pretty bad, Karen. But like you denied it up until the end.
And said, and not only just denied it, if you didn't want to talk about it because of your case, fine. But you said, I will be vindicated.
Yeah.
And then going back to the Wendy of it all, what really pisses me off is because Giselle was actually right. When we think about Wendy thought her and Karen were
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy comes out and says, Wendy said all, I mean, Stacy said, Karen said all these things about you.
Mm-hmm.
We get to the reunion. For all of the ladies to be shocked that Karen, even Mia was like, because we know Mia and Wendy had a back and
Mm-hmm.
forth. Mia was like, I'm shocked. And because Karen checked on her off camera, on camera.
Mm-hmm.
And Giselle said, I tried to tell you. I know everybody said Giselle be making up stuff. I tried. Remember, Giselle did try
Well,
to.
she
I
did,
said, boom.
but Giselle.
Oh, well,
Okay,
she ain't like Wendy either, of course.
Giselle did try and tell her, but it wasn't like Giselle
I'm
was
your
trying to tell
friend
her,
telling
and
you.
she was your friend. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like if Candace were to try and tell Wendy.
Yes,
You know what
that's
I
true.
mean?
That's true.
It's
Yeah.
Giselle. So like, yes, you are correct, Giselle, but at the same time, remember how you were acting?
Your
We,
intention, the way she
Mhm.
delivered it.
Yeah, you were delivering it because you didn't like me and you wanted to aid
Or and
in that.
actually, wait. At that time, Wendy was new. She was
Mhm.
delivering it in a way because she was beefing with Karen. So I'm
Exactly.
only telling you because I don't like
Exactly.
her, not because I like you. But for Karen then to turn around because she knew it to say we had I mean have a friendship worth a conversation. You need to be leading that conversation
Hello?
because from what I see, Wendy didn't do nothing to you.
Right.
As a matter of fact, we were all looking at Wendy crazy when she came to you for advice about
We
candles years ago.
we were. We were. We were. We were. Okay. Yeah. And honestly, truly, even after watching this sit down interview with Andy, I said, I'm not gonna be here for this whole like, oh, now it's Wendy's turn, but now it's Wendy. Karen could have killed somebody. And her actions, I unfortunately, I don't, and I want to be very clear. I do not hope that she drinks again.
Yes.
But I feel like if we hear that she has ends up having another drink or drinking it, I will not be shocked. And I know that sobriety is a journey, and I know that
Yes.
there is relapses happen and things like that. She's just not at that interview. I was like, this is not good.
And then she's getting into an environment where there's going to be drinks.
Yeah,
There's going, and that is concerning. Like, will
it
she be
is.
able to not
Maintain.
drink in secret and not,
And
be
I
so tempted by it?
not to think of this person because we know that this person is, but I think of Leah from Roni,
Yeah.
who was
Yeah.
sober for like over a decade, very long time, and then got back in the. And now Leah did say that she had started drinking again before she started filming Roni, but being in that environment didn't help,
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
right?
my thing with Karen. It's
Yeah.
like she's taking on this. It's almost like she's saying, God put me in this position
Mm-hmm.
to be a help to
Mm-hmm.
others. But I really hope that she is taking
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
in because that's how she's positioning. Because
She
in
is.
court, she positioned when she read her letter, when she got to stand up
Mm-hmm.
and read her letter to the judge, it was positioning herself. Like when I went to, because of this, I didn't realize so many, I'm a leader on the show
Mm.
that I'm on, and so many people look up to me. And now I have a responsibility to make sure others don't make the same mistake. It was positioned in that way. And somebody made a good point in her letter that she wrote to the judge. She did also kind of sort of blame the show because of the stress of the show and her mom.
Mm.
And that's why. But if you've been drinking for 20 years,
She been drinking longer than that.
I said 20, I said
Mm-hmm.
1000% she had been
And
drinking
that's
longer
what was
than that.
pissed me off too. She was like, the first one 20 years ago, I don't care.
That's when you first were caught.
That's exactly. That's when you first were caught. And that's my thing. She just, her trying to constantly position herself. I said, and you know what, Karen, you're slipping. Okay. Because when she said, I still think, I've thought about it since Sunday, since I watched this. It is still the stupidest fucking thing I think I've ever heard come out of her mouth. When she said, I was looking at these young girls and I said, what are you doing in here at 20? I'm 60. That you are trying to make yourself feel better. And I hope that it didn't work because I do hope that you're smarter than that. I would rather be, I'm not going to jail. Okay. I'm not going to jail. I cannot stress that enough. I'm not doing it. Okay. But I would rather be in jail at 20 than at triple 20.
Let me tell you. So I heard Kempire say that, and I said, I didn't think about it that way. And then I see you on TikTok, and I said, I had not thought, I
I
just
was like,
truly hadn't thought. And then when y'all said it, it was like, oh, that makes sense.
I said, that is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard you say,
Because what
Kern.
she could say was, y'all are in here at this young age. You don't want to end up here at my age.
My
Make sure you take heed to this, what I'm telling you. You got to stop,
learn something from
learn
this because
something
you
from
don't
this.
want to be me triple 20 all these years to have to be here again.
Yeah.
That's what
And
she should have said.
let's be honest. I was wondering, were they in for the same thing? What were they in for?
Nah,
Also,
I doubt they in there for the same thing.
yeah. But like, it's all, she's always positioning herself in this mentorship,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she needs to um, be humble enough to say, yes, she said that again. I keep going back to, I'm not taking away from her. She did say she's dealing with the disease of alcoholism, but it was almost like I almost felt like, is she saying this because she has to say? You know how
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when people start a new workout program, all of a sudden they're dietitians and trainers and
Yeah.
telling everybody else. That's almost like what I felt like. Oh, I've been to jail,
Mm-hmm.
so now I'm coming out and I'm the standard for this. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, take stock and just still work on you.
Yeah.
I mean, is she going to go to AA? She said she preferred NA over AA, and I wonder why.
Me too. I wondered why as well. And
Is it
then
because abusing pills could be considered a rich person's? I mean, I'm in her mind.
oh yeah. Could be. But yeah, that was the dumbest thing. The second dumbest thing is when she told us that she went to them guards and was like, I'm getting my period. I said,
Girl,
Karen, please,
I said they were men. They were
please.
clearly they were men.
They just don't want to hear about it. They're like, okay, yeah, give it to her. I said, Karen, don't piss me off. Don't. Shh. All right.
And I will say it was brilliant though.
It was.
I
Yeah.
said, "Wow." Now,
I
but
just
then
I
my
just
mind
wish you would
started
have told
wondering.
us you went and asked for pads.
Yeah, we just need pads. But then I started wondering, did she change them every day, monthly? Like, question, if they could see each other. Okay, this is just a random question.
No, it's probably something I thought of. And again, I can't be in jail. I can't be in jail.
If they can see each other, does that mean you can't poop in private? You're literally pooping and changing your stuff in front of everyone? Or is there like a door to the bathroom part? I
No, I
wonder.
think it's just there.
So I
But
can look up and,
I'm so terrified of jail. I'm so terrified of jail. I'm
I
so
mean,
scared of
one thing
it.
we know, they will braid your hair with their own.
Listen.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I honestly thought that was a sweet gesture, but the way in my 20s, probably in my late 40s, the first thing I thought of was, I know sometimes when my braids in are long and I scratch it, if I have dandruff and I
Mm-hmm.
gotta wash my hair, I can somebody bring me a jar of Ampro, a rat tail comb, and a scarf. I'm just gonna have to slick it back.
Hello, that scarf that she had on, I would have because
That's what it would have been.
it would have
Yeah.
been. It just would. That's just what it would have been. Kendrick asked me and Raven. He goes when she said, "Oh, the girls that braided took their hair out and braided my
Girl.
hair." Kendrick goes, "Now you know I don't know, but is that sanitary?" I said, "It's not." I
It's
said, "As a
not.
former hairdresser, it is a very nice gesture. It really is. I'm so grossed out by it."
I said I would have probably been smelling the hair because sometimes braids get a smell if you don't take them out
Mm-hmm.
after a while. It's like that was so nice of them.
It was
Baby,
very nice.
bring me the Ampro and a scarf.
It was very nice. I'm so sorry. It's disgusting to me. And I don't want to take
Yeah,
away that it's nice, but
yeah.
the thought of,
I was
I,
shocked she let them do that.
I mean, so was I,
I
which,
was shocked.
which, I was one of them people. I'm sorry. I was trying to see what I wanted to see. Karen without the wig.
Just as I mean, we saw when the wig slipped back, she did have something up there. So, right? Or did she not? Or was that a shadow because of the camera? I thought it was hair.
I, uh,
Okay, that's why. Now
I'm
there is
trying
a
to
part of
find
me
it.
that wonders if there was nothing there,
If they
did
just put it under there because
under that scarf.
I'm I'm trying to find it. Um
I think if they might have just under,
edges are a journey. Sometimes they
yeah,
leave,
I've been there.
sometimes they
Yep,
come.
yep.
Karen's I've seen her on TV for the last decade. I've never seen an edge.
Never, like we've never seen any of her like ever. And she said it was the first time she saw the grays.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, is she getting her own hair dyed? Which I was surprised because if you're wearing the wigs and you're wearing protective styles, you would think you wouldn't be doing that to your hair underneath if you're never wearing your hair underneath out, if you're letting it breathe. I,
Karen ain't wearing that. When she was like, I am gonna rock it when it's all the way
she's
gray.
not.
Karen, you're probably all the way gray. You're older than my mom.
She probably, and she looked gorgeous too. I could
Yeah,
see
she
it,
looks
but
amazing.
she's
Whatever
not
she
gonna
got
let
done
it.
to that face, whatever taper she
Thank
went and
you.
laid on
Okay,
before this
wait.
interview, she looks great.
I said, I said, is she wearing a filter or is that her? But then
No, that face is pulled tight.
somebody said to made a good point. She also hasn't been drinking for 6 months, doing drugs for, well, I mean, not drugs, but you know what I mean, taking
Hmm.
pills for 6 months. So maybe that contributes. But I said, even her legs, she looked lush to me. She
She
looked
did lush and
good.
blush.
Yeah, girl, she thought of that on the spot because he got her and said, and he was quick. That's beige. This is blush. So that's one thing. It's like she is quick. Like you got to give it to her. Like it is. She is
Hmm.
quick. I just every time she would say, "Let's talk about that."
Oh, and well, let's get into it, Andy. Let's get into that, and let's get into that, and would get into nothing.
You know what I wanted to get into? I wanted him to circle back to it when they showed the reunion and Ashley saying she had heard somebody was with Karen,
Hmm.
and Karen says Ashley needs to let that go. No, you. I wanted Andy to say, "Why do you think you said it?"
Yeah.
Because even if you're drunk out of your, were you actually high at that point from the
Hmm.
pills and alcohol that you imagine somebody? There's a reason that you said that to Ray, clear on the
Yeah.
camera.
It.
And we never found out where exactly
She
were
was.
you coming from.
Hmm.
I wonder if she was in the car with blue eyes.
I don't know. But before we get off of here, I want to talk
Okay.
about Kiarna's bankruptcy filing.
Good for her. Clear all that debt. Start over.
Yeah.
However, my life,
My things,
my
my
thing.
condo, my
That is where I'm like, so girl, you talking tough like that. Again, nothing wrong with
no.
filing a bankruptcy. If I had to, I did it like 12 or 13 years ago. And if I had to do it again, I would. Don't get me
Hmm.
wrong. But I'm not
Yep.
also telling Zell, you're jealous of
Exactly.
my life,
In my
my
picture frame.
things, and my mm-mm.
When when Stacy said my picture frame.
My picture frame. Yeah.
I did you
Stacy
see
is
somebody was in Nordstrom or something
and saw
and
it.
saw it? I said,
And then she brought it to the reunion. It'd be one thing
I'm
if he gave it to her and was like, for our first post marriage photo or something and then proposed. Mm,
don't buy me a picture frame from a jewelry store or from, don't get me a picture frame at all when I've been talking to you about marriage. I
Marriage.
find that to be so disrespectful.
Yes, it's
It's telling you exactly right there where I regard you.
yeah.
It really is. And I didn't know Greg was married before.
Uh-huh. And he is and his wife is taking him back to court. His ex is taking him back to court because she's saying he needs to contribute more
Mm-hmm.
to the tuition.
Yeah. So,
So we said,
yeah.
now here's the question. You were only making $2,000 a month in 2023 per the bankruptcy records, which means is that business in your mother's name?
Hello. That was my next question. And
Because
I think, and again, no diss.
yeah, yeah, y'all, we're not
I
dissing it,
don't
but
have any diss, but it's the way you talk about,
yes.
things and the way you try to perpetrate as if, because I had a feeling that her mom was at least in on the business with her from the way that her mom was talking to her about things and the way that her mom was so present.
Mhm.
You know
Oh,
what I mean?
her
In
mom
the
is there. So my oldest daughter went to high school with a girl, elementary and high school with a girl.
Mhm.
They were very good friends, and I see her now at the gym. She worked there, and then once filming started, she said there were certain girls when filming started that were taken off the schedule as much. But she said so there were a lot of things going on with Kay. So she said she left. The mother called her and said, I want you to come back and work for her. And she said she just couldn't because of okay. So when she told me that the mom called her to come back, at the time I was thinking, well, her mom must have a lot to say in the business. Because if it's my business and
Mhm.
my mom is helping me out working for me,
Mhm.
and somebody quit and I don't care that they quit, don't you come calling them back.
What was going on with Kay?
Uh, we'll talk.
Okay.
I'll say this. She told me to call her if I wanted specifics, but I was like, but she was very much like she puts up a front.
Mm.
Who she shows on the show is not
Mhm.
the Kay that I've experienced.
Mhm.
Very snooty now, very different.
Mm.
There you
Okay.
have it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. She was
Well,
like, Miss Taria, if you want some tea, call me, Miss Taria.
okay. All righty. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up there. Taria, please tell the people where they can find you.
First of all, thank you for having me. You know, I love coming on over to your house to play. You about to come back over to my house to play
Of
soon. You
course.
need to take a trip to Maryland. But anyway,
I know. I know. I know.
you ain't got to pay for a place to stay or nothing like that. But anyway, and I'm saying that while I could also take a trip. You know how people be like, you can
Oh,
call
please
me
come to
or
St.
you can call
Louis.
me too, you know. So you're gonna take me around all the spots. But
Yes.
thank you for having me. Y'all can find me We Go Podcast, WEIGO Podcast, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, We Go Podcast One. You're not gonna see nothing because I'm just there to watch other people like TV, like Zell. I watch them like TV shows. And then the podcast, wherever it is you find your podcast. Oh, and on YouTube, We Go
Yes.
Podcast. We talk about Bravo, regular pop culture, all the things.
Oh my God. I can't. Okay. We are going to get into one more thing
Okay.
really quickly.
Okay. I'll be quick.
Bronwyn and this guy that she's popped out with. Do you think he's celebrating Black History Month?
I said this, and I'm so mad that you said it first because I was going to ask you if someone climbed up his ancestral tree and shook it, would a Negro jump out?
Hello. I literally said a paternal grandparent.
Somebody
Somebody.
somewhere. When I saw that picture, I said, "Hmm."
We all collectively said the same thing because Kendrick said, am I seeing Negro? I said, I think I am. I think we are.
Because we know our own folk.
Hmm. I said, hmm. And I was shocked. I was shocked.
At the difference. Like it was such a, let me tell you something. He posted date night, and I said, okay, she putting that season thing on him, huh? Maybe, possibly. What's wrong
I
with the Bob? Nothing.
and you know what? I said this. I know Todd is probably sick. Okay. And fine by
Todd
me.
Todd was on an airplane looking at models. Bronwyn is showing up with models. Okay.
I don't think you understand. Well, you probably do understand how much that irritates me because how much disregard do you have for me?
To be in a public,
How
you
much
and he doesn't
disregard
have
do
a
you have for
screen thing or
yourself?
yes, to be on a plane looking at launch, you couldn't hold it for a couple of hours on a
You look
plane
like a
ride.
dirty old man.
Yes.
You're talking about you don't want to be seen on this show. You don't want to be associated with this show, but you don't have a problem being seen as a old, just a man in general. But a dirty old man on in seat 17C looking at models, underwear models,
Like
like
that's crazy to
what?
me.
And then kissing and farting.
Like Mary said, what's wrong with his digestive system?
You it's one thing to cheat and embarrass me that way, but then to cheat on me and be do like it's like cheating on me and then the girl running around saying you got bad dick. Are you fucking serious?
Because now
I
people
ain't
looking
even
at me like, oh,
I ain't
you,
even got something that somebody jealous of.
yeah.
Are you don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Okay. We're
Bronwyn
gonna
was glowing though.
she
She was
was.
glowing.
I said, get it, sister.
And I was like, at first, I was like, how she know Whitney? Duh, they're all in Salt Lake City. They
Oh
have other
yeah.
groups of friends. But so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Bronwyn and that man who has some Negro in them.
He's my age. So and Bronwyn's just 40. So I said, good for you.
Girl, I
They're
said,
only
come
like
on.
6 years apart.
Yeah, that's
So
not bad at all. And
yeah.
she just was
Looks like
absolutely
she's having
glowing.
fun.
Yeah, yes. That's it, having fun. And I said, she's probably living her life.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be famous or I wanted to be
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Now I'm on a TV show. I get to wear my
Mm-hmm.
beautiful clothes and now I get to have fun, like
Mm-hmm.
well rounded. It's not like the woman in the castle that's married to
Yeah.
this man. I get all the things, but nothing. Now
Mm-hmm.
she's having fun.
And I said, I bet he putting her through the mattress in ways that would make Muzzy
Girl,
just shudder.
taking
Okay.
taking her through there. I thought that this whole divorce thing was a way. I thought maybe she's doing this because how she said Todd got an IG and all these things
Mm-hmm.
and was now coming to her saying, "Do you think I talked to you that way? I really didn't think I did." I thought maybe she's using this platform to
Mm-hmm.
get him to change. I really thought that. And then when I seen that picture, I said, "Oh baby, I think she might be done. Unless this is all strategic and she having fun doing it."
And you know what? If that's it, then good for her as well.
Good for her
But
as well. Yes.
y'all already know where you can find me at over on everywhere. Who Asked Zell / Who Asked Me podcast. If you are here on YouTube watching, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course subscribe to Taria as well. And we will talk to y'all next time.